welcome to the Cluebird. I'm your host, R. Wayne Browne. Most people today want immediate results. They want something and they want it now. Immediate answers, immediate progress, immediate healing, immediate success, everything right now. We live in a world that rewards speed. But life, real life, doesn't always move that way. Some things only improve with time. And some things can only be understood with time. Today's discussion is simple. Let time do its work. Because not everything in life is supposed to happen quickly. In aviation, there's a lesson you learn early on. You can't force an aircraft to do something before it's ready. I remember flying cross-country years ago during a period of really rough weather. The skies ahead didn't look dangerous yet, but they were building. Cloud layers were thickening. Visibility was changing. Storm energy was increasing slowly. One of the younger pilots was frustrated because we had to delay. He had get-home-itis at its worst. To him, it looked unnecessary to delay. From the ground, looking out the window, things still seemed manageable, doable. But experience teaches you something important. It reminds me of something an old colonel told me back when I was a young lieutenant. He said, when the birds are walking, maybe we should do likewise and live to fly another day. As weather often tells the truth gradually. And if you rush your decision, you can fly yourself into conditions you can't get safely out of. So we waited, not dramatically, not fearfully, just patiently. Well, about 45 minutes later, the weather system fully developed into something no one should have been flying through. And standing there watching it unfold, I remember thinking, sometimes wisdom isn't knowing what to do immediately. Sometimes wisdom is simply knowing when to wait. That applies to life more than people realize. Because many of us try to rush things that we actually know requires time. We rush healing. We rush decisions. We rush relationships. We rush growth. And sometimes we interfere with the very process that's trying to help us. I learned this another way years later in my personal life. There was a period where I felt frustrated with where I was professionally and personally. Not failing, but just feeling stuck. You ever notice how uncomfortable that feeling is? And I agree. Well, anyway, not where you used to be, but yet not where you want to become was where I felt like I was stuck. And during that season, I kept trying to fix everything quickly. New plans, new routines, new goals, constant movement. But underneath all that activity, I was really just uncomfortable with patience. One evening after a long day, I sat outside with a cup of coffee and realized something really simple. Not every season of life is meant for rapid progress. Some seasons are meant for preparation. Some are meant for clarity. Some are quietly building strengths you'll need later. And the truth is, a lot was actually improving in my life during that period. My judgment was improving. My discipline was improving. And my perspective was definitely improving. But because those changes were happening slowly, I almost failed to notice them. That's the thing about time. It often works silently. A tree doesn't grow loudly. Trust isn't built overnight. Wisdom rarely arrives all at once. Even confidence grows quietly through repeated experience. And yet we often become impatient because we can't immediately see progress. You know, the Cluebird would probably tell you this. Just because something feels slow doesn't mean nothing is happening. Time is doing work you cannot yet measure. Now, that doesn't mean we sit around doing nothing. Patience is not passive. You still show up, you still work, you still prepare, you still move forward. But you stop demanding instant results from processes that naturally take time. You stop digging up the seed every few days to check if it's growing like I used to do as a kid. You trust the process a little more. And maybe that's especially important right now because people today are exhausted from comparison. Someone else looks ahead. Someone else looks more successful. Someone else seems to be moving faster than me. But life is not an assembly line. You're not becoming a Ford. People grow differently. They heal differently. They learn differently. Your timing does not need to look like everyone else's. You're one of a kind, made magnificently and honestly. Some of the strongest, calmest, wisest people you'll ever meet became that way slowly. Time shaped them. Not overnight success, not dramatic breakthroughs. No, just steady living, steady learning, steady endurance, never quitting. So if your life feels slow right now, maybe this is your reminder. You do not have to force every outcome. Some things just require effort. Others require patience. And wisdom is learning the difference. If you want to let time work a little more effectively in your life, hey, try this. 1, stop demanding immediate clarity. Some answers only appear with experience. 2, stay consistent during slow seasons in your life. Quiet progress still counts. 3, don't compare timelines. Your path is not supposed to match everyone else's. You're very unique. 4, notice small improvements. Tiny growth compounds over time. Ever see a baby leaf on a tree? It's amazing, isn't it? And finally, number 5, trust that steady effort matters. Even when results feel invisible, still trust it, because time is not always delaying you. Sometimes it's developing you. Let time do its work. That's the clue. The voice you're learning to trust might be your own. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in today. I sincerely hope that you got something useful out of our conversation. And if you did, tell a friend and don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and hot tip. Until our next visit, I would like you to consider what built, not given, might mean to you. And, don't forget to share your dessert with your clue bird.